Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. Today is Thoughtful Thursday. We've had an amazing week, but a pretty crazy week in this country. I don't think it's by accident that we are reading Romans chapter 13, talking about the governing authorities. And this is what Paul says here in Romans chapter 13. He says, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves." And then in verse 4 here, it says, "For the one in authority is God's servant for your good." So what Paul is saying here is that he's not giving permission like that we need to submit to men here and the governing authorities, because our government, our governing authorities, who we are submit to, ultimately is God. We submit to God. But what Paul is saying here is that God places people in positions of authority, and how we need to respect that authority because it is given by God. And so it's only for our good that we do. So he's not giving us permission. We can't use our Christian faith as an excuse to be completely against the law. That's actually foolishness, because what Paul is describing here is that God has established the governing authorities. And so when we submit to governing authorities, we are honoring God. And so my challenge for the thought is, are we doing that today? Are we honoring God by honoring other people? Now, I'm not saying that we need to do so up until sin. If someone is telling us that we need to sin or go against the values that we have placed on us, then that's another issue. But when it comes to governing authorities, we need to submit. We need to honor them because God has given us those authorities. And we have to also understand here that Paul is writing here, and the Emperor Nero was in charge at the time. And Nero was notoriously known for persecuting Christians. And so Paul was not writing this lightly. He knew the implications of his teachings. And so for the thought today is, do we understand the implications of Paul's writing right here? And are we putting them into practice? Think about that today. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for another daily dose for spiritual growth.